What's up guys, this is Yasser. Welcome back to my channel. You're watching Yasser's Fit Frag, and today I'm going to talk about few attars from the brand AAFIYA Perfumes. So I'm not sure how many have heard about this particular brand. So AAFIYA actually makes attars. Some of them are clones, some of them are their own blends. So I have 6 in total. In case you haven't tried any of these brands, I would be giving the details of the seller in the video description area. You can check them out. So all of these are, I have 6 totally, but okay, just to show you. So their presentation actually looks good. I'll come to that soon. So all of these cost around 300 to 500 for a 6 ml. I'll try and mention the price of each one of these. So the first one, which is at number 6, Mazoo Al Hind. Okay, so the presentation is actually nice. They have this nice labeling which is AAFIYA Perfumes, and they label the name of the fragrance here, which looks pretty interesting. It is nicely presented in my opinion. So not bad. Now coming to the fragrance, so the name says Mazoo Al Hind. So Hind is generally used for oud based fragrance. In India there is Hindi oud, so that is what they're trying to interpret here. But to be honest, I did not find this very interesting because there is no real oud feel in this at all. So they have actually used cypriol oil, I guess, because that's how it smells to me, just to give that interpretation of oud, because some of the oud based fragrance are usually interpreted by using cypriol oil, but cypriol oil is actually extracted from plants, which gives the vibe of oud. So it is not real oud. I don't sense real oud in this at all. How the opening is that herbal kind of woody in the opening to give it that oud vibe, and then after 15 to 20 minutes it gets a little sour like a tamarind. So overall blend, to be honest, I did not find this interesting, but maybe there are people who might like this, so I just thought I'll still talk about this particular fragrance. So in case you like that cypriol oil, which is the herbal type of woody fragrance along with that sourness to it, then probably you might like this one, because when it comes to performance, it actually performs really good. It projects about 2 to 3 hours and gives a good lasting of 9 to 11 hours. So not bad in terms of performance, but from my opinion, I did not personally like the blend. If it was real oud in it, I would have probably liked this one, so never mind. So at number 5 is Tobacco Oud. Now this is actually very smooth. From all the clones that I've tried of Tobacco Oud, I would say this would stay at number 1 in my opinion from all the clones that I'm talking about. But again, you might find the price slightly higher than the other clone makers, which is obvious because they make slightly better quality, which I have to accept. Now this costs around 500 for a 6 ml. This one also costs around 500 for a 6 ml. Okay, so this is a very nice blend of tobacco and oud. So the oud here is slightly different from what you sense here. So this does not give that typical herbal vibe, so it smells more like the agarwood, but again not the skanky type of real dark oud. So it is done very smooth. So in case you do not like skanky type of oud and you want oud in a western style, I think you might enjoy this one. So the blend is beautifully done here, very smooth and easy to wear. It projects soft for about 1.5 to 2 feet in the first 2 hours, and it gives a decent lasting of 6 to 7 hours. So that is Tobacco Oud by AAFIYA Perfumes. At number 4 is Mojave Ghost. So the spelling says Mojave. I think it is pronounced as Mojave. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can comment down and let me know. And the second word is Ghost. Okay, the name is a little scary. Now don't go by the name. The fragrance is not scary at all. It is more on the fresh type of fragrance. And this also costs around 500 for a 6 ml. The blend is actually very unique from what I have tried in the recent times, because I did not really smell anything of this sort. I cannot really say this is a clone of this or that because it smells a little unique. It opens up with a nice cucumber and guava note. Okay, so you might be wondering how did guava come into fragrances. So all of these are chemically derived, most of the fragrances these days, so they can interpret anything that they feel like. So it's all about experimenting. So this smells more like a cucumber and guava accord. So that's the vibe you get when I smell this one. So this is what I could sense. So you can tell me what you feel, because this actually smells like that guava drink, the Tropicana guava flavored drink that you get. I could directly connect to that, so that's why I felt probably they were trying to interpret that note. There is also some sort of mixed fruit vibe along with this cucumber and guava, but this cucumber and guava is the most prominent note that I can sense in this one. Now again, the blend is a little unique. I wouldn't say completely unique, but it is not the typical citrus type of freshie. It is a little different, so you might like this if you want to try different types of blends. Again, coming to performance, this is pretty good. It projects about 2 to 3 hours and it gives a decent lasting of 8 hours. So not bad in terms of performance. So at number 3 is one of my favorites, and there is no tag here, but it is Mizyaan. Okay, now from all the clones that I've tried of Mizyaan from Ajmal Mizyaan is still my favorite. Okay, I do not compare this blend with any other clones that they do. This is a beautiful blend. I rate this a 9 on 10 and it gives a solid lasting of 4 to 5 days on clothes. I'm not exaggerating. My colleague also has this and she also admitted that she could smell it on her clothes for 5 days. So it's not just about the lasting, but overall as a blend, this has a beautiful saffron along with some dry fruit nutty vibe. Now this is very close. When I compare it with Ajmal Mizyaan, this is very close, but it lacks that nutty vibe which I get in Ajmal, because Ajmal has that nice fig and walnut kind of dry fruit note which I don't sense in this one. So that's why I enjoy Ajmal the most. But as a clone, I would say this is done really well from all other Mizyaan clones that I've tried. The quality is actually good and the performance is actually good. So it projects about 2 to 3 hours for about 2 feet if you're indoors, and the lasting is again good. It gives easily about 11 to 12 hours on my skin. So on clothes it can go a little above, so definitely good in terms of performance. So that was Mizyaan by AAFIYA Perfumes. Now at number 2, now this might be interesting, I'll tell you why. This is Black Saffron. So I think they tried interpreting Byredo Black Saffron, which I haven't smelt myself, but I have done a clone of Byredo Black Saffron from Paris Corner, which is called Killer Oud Nights of Arabia. Now this also smells very similar to this one, so I am pretty sure that they tried cloning the Byredo Black Saffron. That's why probably they have named it as Black Saffron here. Now how these two smell different. Okay, this, like I said, has that rosy nuance along with saffron. Now this does not have that rosy feel. So in case you're scared of rosy blends in a fragrance, because generally men don't prefer rose notes in fragrance, not all of them, but some of them. When they say rose, they directly connect it to a women's fragrance, so do not get scared. Some of them can pull it off, so it all depends on your taste. So if I have to differentiate the two, I would say this one has that rosy nuance, though it does not make it feminine, because the rose note here has a spicy edge to it. Now this does not have that rosy feel, it directly goes to the saffron. So along with saffron, there are other blends as well, like a bit of patchouli, greenish, that kind of blend. But overall it is a great fragrance. It performs really good. It projects about 3 to 4 hours if you're indoors, and it gives a good lasting of 11 to 12 hours. And surprisingly, my brother-in-law complimented me in the 9th hour when I wore this, and he actually likes saffron based fragrances because he is a big fan of Inspired Aroma saffron leather, and he ordered that one as well. And when I wore this one, he asked me, did you wear Inspired Aroma saffron leather? I said no, this is another saffron based attar that I use. And he said, oh, this one also smells so good, man. And I was a little surprised because he complimented me in the 9th hour. So I was a little surprised that it was still projecting. He was obviously like 1.5 feet away from me when he was talking to me. But that was still surprising because it was the 9th hour. So in case you like saffron based fragrances, I think you might find this interesting. The performance is also great. On clothes, it actually goes about 14 to 15 hours. So definitely give it a try if you like that black saffron kind of blends, which is ideally a clone. So in case you are a saffron based fragrance lover, I think you might like this one. So at number 1, now the reason why I'm placing it at number 1 is again because this is a little unique. I would have placed Black Saffron at number 1, but because it is a clone of something, I thought I'll place it at number 2, because Dark Rebel, to me at least, maybe this is a clone of John Varvatos' Dark Rebel, I'm not really sure, I didn't smell that, and I don't see many people in India talking about it, so I'm not really sure how that smells. But this actually smells a little different from the usual sense, and I really like this one because this smells very different. I wouldn't say this is a compliment getter or something, because this is a little on the darker side. So it opens up with a nice boozy rum kind of note along with bit of leather. In the dry down you would get hint of tobacco, some dark vanilla. It is not the sweet vanilla, also some woody nuance. So overall it is a very nice blend. It smells a little unique to me because I did not really smell anything like this. So it is not a hard hitter that people will hate it. It is not those kind of typical Middle Eastern kind of dark fragrances. It is not that type at all. I did not mean that this wouldn't give you compliments. I didn't mean that this is a fragrance which people will run away from you. Not that way. I meant this is not those typical Invictus or fruity, fresh type of fragrances which generally women love and give compliments. It is not one of those. So it is a little different, a little unique. boozy rum with bit of leather, some woody and dark vanilla blend. So overall, I personally like this one because it is unique to me. Maybe I did not smell other fragrances which smell like this one. Maybe it is interpreted like some other fragrance which I haven't smelt yet, and that's why I feel it is a little different. So this costs around 500 for a 6 ml. I think I forgot to mention about others. So Mizyaan costs around 300 for a 6 ml, and Black Saffron costs around 400 for a 6 ml. So 300 to 500 is what the 6 ml costs. So this one costs 500 for a 6 ml, and the quality of most of them that I've tried is actually good. They are soft and smooth, yet it performs really good. Most of them gave me 6 to 8 hours, some of them even crossed 10 hours. So performance wise, all of them did a pretty nice job. So none of them disappointed me in terms of performance, though I give second priority to performance. I go with the overall blend as a first priority. So Dark Rebel at number 1, definitely give it a try in case you like this kind of unique type of blend which I just explained. So performance wise, not bad. It gives a decent projection of 2 hours and it gives a decent lasting of 6 to 7 hours. On clothes, it actually sticks on for about 10 hours. So that way, again, this is not bad. So that's about it. Let me know in case you have tried any of the AAFIYA attars. These also come in the perfume form. So in case you're interested in perfume sprays for any of these, I think he also gives a 25 ml perfume version which costs somewhere around 350 to 500. So in case you're interested in trying the perfume version of any of these attars that I mentioned, you can go for the perfume version as well. So that's about it. Comment down in the comment section. See you next time soon. Keep sharing the videos. Cheers.